Hello people, I'm JABY KOAY. Joining us is Hope James. We're going to look at Garuda Vega, the trailer, with Rajasekhar, Pooja Kumar, Shraddha Das, Adith, Sunny Leone, and Praveen Sataru. So, his name was last. That's the director, screenwriter, story maker. Here we go.
Hey, Shankar ready? నీకేంటి అండర్ కవర్లు కవర్ట్ ఆపరేషన్లు నీకొద్దు అంతే కదా కూర్చుని మాట్లాడుకుందాం
అక్కర్లేదు నాకు డివోర్స్ ఇప్పించేసే
స్వాతి నీకు ట్యాంక్ బండ్ మీద కేక్ కట్ చేయాలి అంతే కదా
ఇష్యూ అది కాదు
మరి
ఓల్డ్ సిటీలో ఎవరో తాబేలు స్మగ్లింగ్ చేస్తున్నారు పట్టుకోవడానికి వెళ్ళామన్నావు అంటే నేను నీకు కొంచెం కూడా సీరియస్ గా అనిపించనా నీకేమనిపిస్తే అది చెప్పేస్తావా
She's sharp. Parkour. Run, 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 run.
who is this guy?
This guy is a highly trained marksman, high-profile contract killer, Yakub Ali.
Don't drop the butterfly. Gotta get the story. We got shot?
వాళ్ళ కమ్యూనికేషన్ సిస్టమ్ చాలా హైటెక్ గా ఉంది వాళ్ళు వాడుతున్న వెపన్స్ లేటెస్ట్ టెక్నాలజీ వాడుతున్నారు ఏదో జరగబోతోంది వి నీడ్ టు క్రాక్ ఇట్ యాజ్ సూన్ యాజ్ పాసిబుల్ సార్
Oh boy, that guy's being tortured for information.
సిచ్యువేషన్ అర్థం కావట్లేదు నువ్వు చచ్చేంత వరకు మనుషులు వస్తూనే ఉంటారు యు బెటర్ రన్
He's got gravity in his voice. Gravity in his voice? He's got like gravel voice.
What?
He's got a robot arm? Did I see that?
Ah! That was right! No.
Oh, that was kind of cool.
There's a lot of violence.
Oh, that was real.
Hey.
Oh, this just came out. It's gonna be in theaters for at least a couple more weeks, hopefully.
Yeah.
It looked exciting. A lot of stuff going on. I wasn't really sure who the main character was for a second. I'm assuming it's the guy with the mustache who's also a cop. He did the little slidey slide at the end of the trailer there and shot the guy who was on top of the table. Very slick Mission Impossible / John McClane type stuff there.
Are they catching the bad guys?
It was interesting because he did like this choreography where he knocked the guy and then boom and then slid back and shot up. That was pretty slick. I like that. And when I wasn't expecting it, just by looking at him, I wasn't expecting him to be that slick. He looked more like proper, maybe a little stuffy. I don't mean that I don't mean that in a negative way when I say stuffy. I just mean like not stuffy but stiff. Like he looked more like a stiff dude, but then he's doing like these kind of gun gymnastics things. Not gymnastics, but you know, he's slick.
Stunts.
Yeah, stunts.
I don't know.
No, yeah, that's a good word. Stunts. And so we got this robot-armed military guy who wants to do something.
He looked like a bad guy, right?
I really wasn't sure what the stakes were in the trailer, but I know that there are stakes. That much is clear.
Also, sometimes I'm confused because even the subtitles in English, I still don't understand the story.
Yeah, I mean, the story didn't really come through. It's obviously we're dealing with like undercover operations here.
Yeah.
And there's a guy who has an identity that he hasn't revealed to his wife. He's you know, because you can't, if you're a spy or working for government, you know, secret agencies and stuff, you got to keep that even from your wife. And so that reminds me of a James Cameron, Arnold Schwarzenegger movie called True Lies, where they dealt with the same thing. Supposedly Arnold worked at like a cookie factory or so. I don't remember what he said to his wife, but his wife later found out what he actually did. And that was interesting. And so it'd be cool if they kind of borrowed from that plot a little bit and you saw his wife character come into the picture for some reason. I don't think it's gonna happen because they didn't indicate that in the trailer, but that would be neat if they could throw that in there. They have some very interesting visuals in here nevertheless, like the colors and whatnot, the shots, they all look cool. It's very slick, computer graphics and whatnot.
Definitely fun action.
It doesn't feel like it's getting carried away with shaky cam stuff. It feels like it's more living in the realism of spy thriller-esque stuff, with the exception of that last shot where he kicks the dude and slides under the table. A lot of gun stuff. And the robot arm, of course. That's, you know.
And he had a robot eye.
Although, we are crawling into that, we are creeping into that era of, he had a robot eye?
Right, I think so. Maybe
I didn't see that, but we are creeping into that era where robotic body parts are becoming more and more of a thing. That isn't beyond reality. I don't see a robot eye on the dude. I'm sorry.
I thought another guy had a robot eye.
You're making that up. That's a lie.
All right, I'm making things up.
A lot of running in this movie, though.
That robot.
Like a lot of running. That was actually really interesting. So the sliding wasn't so much slick, it was practical because he fell. Like he fell as he was shooting and fell under the table, which saved his life, and then he got the guy above him and shot him. I actually really like that. The way they did that was actually believable because it was a little bit awkward in the way that you might actually see that if you were there, if that makes any kind of sense.
It does.
I'm actually very curious about this. The story is not super clear to me, but it seems like the military guy is getting his hands on some technology or weapons that could create lethal damage in the world. He's like a terrorist, I guess. The main character with the mustache, the awkward guy who slid at the end, is trying to stop him. You know, he's using any means necessary, and he's dealing with his wife who doesn't buy into his BS at the same time.
Don't do it.
You think I'm accurate there?
I think so. Also, yeah. I'm pretty excited it's already out so people can just yell at us if we're wrong. They're like, no guys, this was a romantic comedy.
Who was your favorite character in this trailer?
I mean, I always love the girls.
That was your favorite?
I like her because she's like, no! Tell me.
You love the powerful women.
I like them standing up, and he's like, "Oh man, I can't."
That was interesting. She's like, "Don't bullshit me. I know the truth. You expect me to believe this bogus information?"
And I love the guy with the robot eye.
Do you think I'm a new fool? It's a very LA. Are you new?
Who was your favorite?
My favorite was the main character with the mustache.
Well, that's good. Good job.
He just seems very unassuming as this leading a double life kind of guy. I mean, maybe he's an action star in whatever region of India this comes from. Maybe he's an action star, but for me, not knowing who he is, he just seems very unassuming and normal. But it turns out he's actually very skilled at his job. I didn't really understand all the stuff with the phones, but I'm sure it makes sense in the full context of the film. You guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. If you want to explain some of the things that we completely missed, feel free to do so in the comments below. Otherwise, let us know what you thought of our comments on this trailer. Please make sure to follow Hope James on her YouTube channel and the social media. All of that is listed right here next to her somewhere, maybe, or I don't know.
It's everywhere.
It's in the description below as well.
Oh boy.
So be sure to check that out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out our other reactions, reviews, and short films. I'm JABY KOAY. This is
Hope James.
Peace out.